Hello, everyone. Welcome back to What's the Ray? I'm your host, Breonn Lyons, and this is the show where we discuss the raw and real of pursuing creative success as a self-funded artist in your 20s in New York City. And today I have a special guest, artist, musician, visionary, Rodney Chrome. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hello. Thank you for being here, Rodney.
I'm excited. It's a good day. It's Thursday. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. How you feeling?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to have you on the show. So tell us about you. Tell us your backstory and how you got to where you are now.
So, grew up in the South.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody don't consider Arkansas the South, but if you're from Arkansas, you know. So, grew up in Arkansas, Little Rock to be specific, and started doing sports. Of course, any traditional family, especially being Southern and Black, my family just wanted me to do basketball, football, like everybody else, of course. And started to become really super creative. Didn't realize this also till recently, but my aunt, she used to be in a band when she was younger, and I was always picking up her little guitar, my mom was saying. So never really truly knew being a creative was something that I wanted to make my life until I went to college. So after doing sports, making music a little bit, went to NYU, started to really chase the trajectory of music, having a degree in it. And then now I'm just doing it full time, making things that make me happy.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right. So tell us about how your vision of success has shifted as you've pursued your career.
And me and my friends, who are most of them are creatives, we have a lot of conversations about specifically this question of success and how it has changed since some of us coming to NYU, some of us not going to college or still chasing a dream. And for me specifically, I feel as though it hasn't changed. Success has always been the same. I feel like how I'm getting there is definitely something that feels different. I think I see a lot of my peers who either have wanted success or has chased success, and it's altered or that same dream has become something totally different. And I feel like life, you get that chance, you get the opportunity. But for me, it's always still been the same dream. I do a check-in with myself every now and then, hey, you still feeling it? Okay, we're still going. And I feel like for that, it's always still no, I want my spot. It's just how I'm starting to get there is feeling very different. I don't know. And I'm liking it, though. I'm liking how I'm moving because it's altering how I'm shooting things, how I create things or write things, but I'm loving it. Maybe my life experiences have been imposing on my creative a lot. I used to be super forward with how I express myself. So I used to wear nails. I used to, if I wanted to do something just super flamboyant or that was the opposite of this presenting right now as masculine, it just was different, and I still love every part of it, but it just felt different. And I feel like that to me was me figuring out how I wanted to be viewed as an artist. Also, how do I want to view myself as an artist? Does that feel great every time I hit a stage? Or does this feel great every time I hit a stage? And I feel like learning that middle ground has been what's been kind of changing how I view success, because on me it looks very different. And also even how I look at my audience, success as what they see an artist, I don't know, I want them to look at me as something very other than, and I feel like now I'm starting to really see what that looks like.
Yeah.
If you follow me.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like as you've evolved, you've been forming your self-concept, and it's coming clear to you.
Very.
Yeah.
Very. And I feel like also when you take your time to really settle and say, okay, I don't have to blow overnight or have success overnight. I'm a child of God. So I'd be I'm going to just sit here and wait for you to just let me go. Yeah. And whenever you're ready, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like growing up is learning that the quick stuff is not what I want. I want something that I really grind for. I take the time and people really see no, he deserved that. It's no quick nothing.
Yeah. Talk about college and talk about the transition from graduating into post-grad. And yeah.
So pros and cons. I mean, any college student, let me say this. I feel like there's pros and cons of going to a creative college. of course, anyone who goes into college, I'm gonna say this, like, you can have the trajectory of doing doctors and like, you know what the steps are.
Yeah.
Being a creative and going to college, or like being in film, theater, music, dance, it's no ABC. It's no after this you do this, or you might, get your master's for this creative thing. It's more so like, no, you throw them to the wolves, make some stuff. If it pops, it pops. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You might do a casting, but you might not hear back, or you might hear back. You might do a couple rounds. That 31st comp still do, but you might not have gotten it. So I feel like a lot of those things you really do have to keep in mind about being a creative. Also, like, financial discipline. I feel like that's also another thing you really do have to keep in the back of your head as a creative. How do I balance? Okay, maybe I'm struggling to get this shoot off the ground, but I still have to do like my everyday expenses.
Right.
Those balances is just things that being an adult, you don't really think about when you in college. You like going to the cafeteria, the lunchroom, whatever the case may be, free meal for the rest of the semester. Then it's like, okay, well, creative, you can kind of do that whenever you want to. You in a creative school, people always around you. As an adult, you got to find time for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's not your everyday. You know what I'm saying? You might have a 9-to-5 still. It's like you really have to make sure that you put those pockets of time in. So I feel like those are lessons that I'm really learning right now, is to work that muscle. Like, don't just sit on your ass all day. You are creative. God put you on this earth to be one. Get better at it, you know?
Yeah, heavy on that. Because I remember second semester of senior year, I was like, yo, I got to figure out how I'm going to act every day. And like you said, going to NYU, that's your everyday. What you go to school for, your creative passion, that you do that every day there.
Right.
But once you graduate, it's like I have to build that structure for myself.
Right.
And find that practice every day for myself and my schedule. So I'm curious as to what that looks like for you. Like, talk to us about your schedule.
Big Sag. I have to say that first off. So I feel like for me, I love spontaneity. I love that in my work. I love that in my relationships. I love that in a lot of areas of my life, and especially in music. There's no set schedule for creating for me. There's no set schedule for just a lot of things. I feel like, I don't know, just going with the wind sometimes. That's just how I am. But schedule-wise, if I do try to do one, I love to hit the gym in the morning times. I'm not a daytime person. It's just too many people. So I'll probably start there if I did have a routine that was probably set. I go to my little 9-to-5 job, whatever those are. Then after that, I'm always kind of just making stuff at nighttime. If you hear me up at 3 to 4 on a beat, that's me. I don't know. And I also feel like my mom has always been like, you just such a night owl. Like, you love to be in your little room as a cave, you know what I'm saying? Lights off, just on your computer, just doing like random stuff on beats. So I feel like that's been kind of always my comfort. It's just like, whatever happens in the daytime, but nighttime, I consider that for music. So
You go with the flow.
I know.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really chill. So whatever happens.
Yeah. So do you find that you create when you feel called to? Or what pushes your creative impulse?
Yeah, I never make myself create anything. When I make a song, it's always going to be off of like, I feel really motivated to do something right now. I don't know what that beat sounds like. I don't know if it's loud or soft, but like my body just wants to do it. It's the same way if I dance. Like, I just know I want to move. It's the same way if you want to go out one night. It's like, girl, I want to just dance with my girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that same feeling of like, no, I'm in my bed right now, but I got it, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'll pull out my laptop, just start doing stuff.
And just start.
Yeah.
So can we get into a couple songs?
Let's go.
Okay. My 2 favorite songs that you've ever made.
Okay.
Famous and Premium Goods. Come
nasty.
on. Word for word.
Ooh.
Word for word, bar for bar. I got you.
She's a stan.
Listen.
Let's
and
go.
then also when I saw you at Afro Punk, come on.
Thank you.
You know?
That was big for me.
Yeah. And you put on a show.
Thank you.
You do, yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I don't even know what you gave me a lot with that one. Where do you want to start with those?
So talk to us about Famous, because I think that song is just so inspirational, and I really resonate with that song. Just like having big dreams and being like, you know what, I know for sure I'm going to get there. So talk to us about that.
Yeah. So I made this song. Shout out to my friend Bitch Warmer, amazing producer. Went to college together, and we always kind of were making music at that point. And he was in his crib one day, I think, and he just played me a beat, and it was specifically Famous. And I wasn't really confident in like my producing bag at that time. So I was like, okay, cool, we riding with it. It's good as is. So eventually I go home, I just start working on the song. But the beat was just like, I don't know. It's just like one of them anthems that, you gotta write something nice about. And I know that I was still coming out of like college a little bit during this time too. Still figuring out what space I wanted to be and how I wanted to get to a level of success as an artist. And eventually just got into like this concept of being famous. Like, what is it like for myself? I've never truly at that point worked a 9 to 5. Like, I've just like been a student of artistry, of just going to college. My mom has begged me to have a 4-year degree, as being such a creative as I am. That was one thing I wanted to make sure that happened. And then it's like, okay, we're going to speaking at graduations. Now it's like, okay, cool. The whole education thing, mama, you got it. Now it's for me. I want to be an artist. So I feel like in the midst of all of that, I don't know. I've just been, enwrapped in like this idea of fame. What does that look like for a lot of people? Rodney Chrome is very big. It's very loud. It's very like, no, I've came from the South. I've earned this spot. I'm black and I'm gay. If you don't like it, it's okay. It's up to you, but I have nothing to do with that. And I feel like a lot of those lessons have come from just like real black things as a black gay man. Like, like just not having the most support, but then it's like at the same time you see a dream that could earn a lot of support, and I feel like for that it's like I want to fight for a spot of fame if that makes it easier on like somebody who looked like me, who didn't have a viewpoint that looked easier. I know I'm kind of getting confusing, but to me it's just like my idea of fame has always been something that I wanted to shift for other people, just because sometimes it can look really great or sometimes it can look unpolite. But I feel like for myself, when you put the categories of music, dance, style, like anything in between, it's like I really just love it. I really just want to be a student. Fame can come with that. My mom's still gonna support me down.
Right.
So that is what it is. But let me just make some hot shit, and if fame come with it, as it probably will, God willing, like, okay. But I just want to be Rodney Chrome. That's it.
Yeah. So define Rodney Chrome.
Bad to the ball, bad to the ball, bad to the ball. I feel like Rodney Chrome, a mind of its own, shifts every day. And another thing that I'm growing to really understand about the difference between Rodney Chrome and what my mom would say RJ is how much I talk to, like, in my real life, and just even around my friends or my ballroom house, whoever it is, like I really just sit there quiet. Like if people want to talk, like, I'm definitely gonna talk, but I'm just not like the most like throwing conversation in the air. And then it's like when people see Rodney Chrome digitally, it's like, okay, you was just 2 feet away from me, just like in the corner sitting here, just looking at everybody, observing. But I follow you on Instagram. It's the total opposite. You know what I'm saying? I love baggy clothes as a person, but like my art is maybe a pump, maybe it's something high or whatever it is, or like no shirt, just very in your face and bold.
Yeah.
And I feel as though Rodney Chrome, just his voice is very different from my everyday. And I also really love that because it's an excuse. Like, I think I get my creative energy out through him. That same way that you say, okay, well, when do you know that you want to create? I low-key feel like it's when Rodney Chrome like tapped me on my shoulder, hey girl, get up real quick. I got something to say real quick. Or it's something on my mind. And I feel like taking a back seat and knowing like as a vessel, like you have to listen to that creative spirit.
Right.
Mine is just called Rodney Chrome.
Wow.
That's it.
And where'd that name come from? Chrome.
Yeah. Okay. When I say this, it doesn't sound super like sentimental, but I was just going through a point where like I had a first name and it was called Atlas. That's what I made music under in high school and like all that different stuff. Eventually, came to college, met my really good producer friend who knew me under that name, but like knew that I wanted to have like this transition of just doing something that felt really close to home and having my government name. And eventually I made the switch, but like Rodney just wasn't enough for me. Like it sounded too everyday. Like, okay, have you heard of Rodney? I don't know, too many people I can Google that. So went through like a name generator of just like a bunch of names. One was like Rodney Bazaar. Like, okay, if I commit to that, I got to do everything like very quirky and stuff like that. So all these different concepts until I came across Chrome. Had my list, didn't even point it out in the list, but I sent it to my best friend, Eric, who takes like most of my pictures.
Eric Hart. Listen.
You know the name.
Come
like,
on.
Come on now.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Like, let's talk. But yeah, sent it to my best friend, and the first one he pointed out was Chrome. So I'm like, okay, my dog like it. I can't really like dismiss it like that. So it's something that I was gravitating towards too. Then I come up with the meaning, just like the color of silver, how it's just always just this metal, hard. You can't really like impact it too much, you know. It knows what it is. So I feel like Chrome to me was just very fitting. And even for like a lot of aspects of my life, people do just associate me as Chrome sometimes whenever they do call my name. So I like it. It's hot to me.
Yeah.
So again, that's all that matters.
Yeah. So I want to get into your creative process right now and how you go from ideation to execution and what that looks like for you post-grad, being on your own, you know what I'm saying? So talk to us about that. How do you go from an idea to let me get my team together to the budget for the project to getting on set and the execution?
Yeah. Loaded one.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a question I definitely got, especially in my early stage of being in college and making music. I definitely remember a lot of my questions was, how are you in college and also paying for these videos that look really nice, you know, not the most cheap, you know, or least expensive camera. Like you're really doing a set, you're really doing teams, but you only like 18, 19, 20 going on, you know? So that to me was a question I kept answering as far as like being in school for one. I know some people aren't really like school heavy, but I feel like that was one that really did save me as far as like being able to get to know people. Friends who were in film. Again, I was blessed enough to go to NYU and really meet a lot of creative people. And I feel like I was somebody who came from a small town, understood what that type of blessing is to be around everybody who's just hungry, just make stuff.
Right.
And taking advantage of it, saying like, okay, now I'm not going to just say yes to anybody, but I saw your IG, you know what I'm saying? We in the same class together. Like, what's up? Let's actually like talk or like get to know each other. Friends who I was in film with, like knowing that they made some cool stuff. I have a EP coming up. Meet me in my like, you know, department studios. I'll play you the thing. Play you it. You want to shoot something? If you love it, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of moments really made it very simple for me to say, okay, creatively, let's make stuff. And I think when you're younger, and I'm starting to learn this as I get older, when you're younger in college, you get those yeses a lot easier. Those yeses of, yes, let's collaborate. Let's make something real quick on a weekend. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this for little to nothing and just try and make a name off of what we have. From start to finish, I would also say it does start with the music. I grew up in a dance studio. You know, my body and my voice was my instrument the whole time. So knowing anything other than that or to start from anything other than that, I don't know. After that, the song's done, lyrics done, the beat is hot, maybe rearranged it a little bit, did a little mix on it myself. Now I really do feel like, okay, creative or if a video is involved, that's something I take home as well. Choreography. Always got to be something that feels like right to myself or right to Rodney Chrome. Smooth, sexy, in your face, or somber. Then after that, I'm going to say the video's done, or maybe if it's getting a team together, calling up old friends, or if it's new ones, people who I do now want to create, like, I guess, new things with. After that, I love a good market plan. I love a good promo rollout. So I'm going to tease a little bit, knock those edits of the videos down, mysterious shoot with Eric, the whole nine. Yeah.
So you do your own rollout, or talk to us about that process?
Yeah. So I'm going to say this once and once only. I have the best manager. Shout out to KT. I love you so much. And I feel like when him and I came into contact or working relationship, it was very much like, no, I get it. I get it. You don't even got to say too much, but I get it. And seeing my previous rollouts, how it was just me in a college dorm, like, yo, I've seen B do it. I've seen like everybody else do it in the lineup. Like, just don't say too much. Make stuff feel like it's really like a teaser a little bit, allude to some stuff. Don't give everything away, and just have fun. And I feel like when I did that myself and then I added him to it, it was like, okay, team's starting to get together now. You know what I'm saying? It's not just myself. It's not so much of a question mark behind things. So, yeah, rollouts, him and I now have kind of gotten into like this bag of like, how do we just make this fun, you know? I think we last with Break the Internet did like a website. So where everything was just interactive. You just kind of click on something. It looks like a website kind of like failing or something, and you enter your email. It gives like a code, like just stuff that really does make you feel like you're in the world of Rodney Chrome. Because that's what I want you to invest in. I don't want you to invest in nothing else but me, if it's my sound, you know?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So how'd you find your representation?
That's a good question too. And that's also God.
Yeah.
So my childhood best friend, he went to Breonn, and he was there just like being a dentist, regular stuff. Yeah. My childhood best friend. Now this is not KT. This is not KT though.
No. But you said dentist in it. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of my friends from back home, like they just have like they 9-to-5s, which I really love because even their perspectives on music and what I do now is just like, dang, you really like kept it up. Even in school, I dressed different, did that, but like to see me in New York doing it, I don't know. But how we met, I have my childhood best friend went to Breonn. He was doing his thing, whatever, and he always is in music as well, but they have like a radio station or radio something at Breonn. I don't know. Sorry if I'm butchering it. But he had something at Breonn, and KT was like over music, and somehow he had found my music, KT, and was just tweeting about me randomly. And so my best friend saw him tweeting my name, or my artist name, Rodney Chrome, and was like, do you know this person? And I was like, girl, nah, who is this? He was like, this is KT, but like he has a really good ear, and he's like saying some really good stuff about you just online, but if you didn't see it, now you do. But yeah, I just wanted to raise your attention. I was like, okay, cool. And eventually we hopped on the phone. I remember it clear as day. I was outside, I think a dance studio one day before I'm going to class, just talking about life, where I want to be, who I want to be, the goals and things like I want to make happen in music, his responses. And I feel like as an artist too, Rodney Chrome is a griller. Even RJ is a griller, but Rodney Chrome will grill you, especially when it comes to taking care of my music. And when he was passing them tests, like flying colors, knew how to respond, like wasn't afraid of like what I was asking, or just how to be upfront with saying, okay, if you're going to be in this picture, like you're really going to be in this picture, you know, for the long haul. It's not going to be easy. And I feel like seeing it happen in person, like him being there every step of the way, the good, the bad, the highs, the ultimate lows, and saying, nah, I still see this shit happening. You know what I'm saying? That to me is like a manager, a best friend, what you want to have. And like, I'm forever grateful. So yeah, that's how we can. Yeah.
So let's talk about getting on set and financing getting on set. Okay? That's a real question.
Let's go.
So talk to us about that. You got the song, you got the vision, you got the team. Now, how are we getting on set from there?
Right.
And how are we financing the vision?
Yeah. Let me say this. I will emphasize set can be anything.
Mm-hmm.
Set can be your living room. Set can be your garage. Set can be just anywhere. So I feel like as we start to really think about what is a set, I would just take in place, like, what is your accessibility? Is your accessibility your iPhone? Is your accessibility 3 cameras? Is your accessibility like 20 lights? Or is it just like a ring light, you know what I'm saying, just in your room? Then I would say, okay, that can probably depict on what does creative and what does a set design look like. But I feel like if you're starting small, there was a girl on Twitter where she was like just creating sets in her room. Do you know this girl? And she was just taking pictures on her
Kimberly?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's taking pictures on her iPhone or whatever the camera was, and she would just upload them, and it would just go viral every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you start to understand, even if it's the minimal stuff around you, but how to really make that into something alone before you bring the team in, I feel like that will truly make your creative voice like so much more louder and so much more heard. Just because you already know what your intention is, you already know how this is gonna be made happen. And yeah, like the intentionality is just so much more different, and which is something that I've learned in like the last year or two. Mm. So I say that to say it's like really understand what you're creating first from the ground up, even if it's not like with a DP, you got a gaffer, a lighter, like you don't need all that shit first. Start with the basics. Then you understand what all that stuff is. It's the same way with Beyonce. I actually know every light. Like, if you want to, sorry, we're going on a tangent now.
Yeah.
But even my personal perception is like a lot of artists, even every artist from me, I want us as a community to like be up to that part. So where it's like as a standard, maybe as a student, you know what these lights are. You know what that camera is. You know what the smallest, I guess, like equipment could be, even if it's down to a sandbox, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. I don't want to go too far off. But team building wise, I feel like getting onto a set, it also takes convincing, you know? That first pitch deck, that first mood board, that first whatever, like it starts there. I know people sometimes don't put the most effort into those minor creative details, but like how I present my stuff is like damn near how I want you to see the video at this point. Like it's done, you know? From first shot to second shot to the last one. And I think when you go into those creative conversations with the team, it makes the team have a very clear vision on what you want. It makes a very clear vision on who you need to grab, what person's good for what, you know what I'm saying? But when those lines are very blurred, it feels very like, okay, does he get it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I personally am just energy one too. If that energy not good on my set, baby, I just don't want it. Mm-hmm. Cause one, like we already like came here to have fun. We already came here like off of just the muscle, the love. Anything outside of that, it's not needed. So to round this out, I will say like the people that you choose, my friends who are on set with me, you know, even if it's down to me calling my mom right before a set, like those things all matter because it's one that's given into what your creative vision is, what you want that bigger picture to see. So every single time I've shot something, every time I've done something, it's been totally different. Okay. And I say that for the fact of like when I was in school, you're not paying for rent every month. You know what I'm saying? You go to the lunchroom, you do your stuff or whatever, but it wasn't just like you spending bread. And I think at that time too, you working, you can save up for a little however much 1K, 2K video after a year, 5 months, whatever case may be. So I feel like for me, it was a little bit easier to say, okay, I got a little bread. I can put some up for this. Also, my friends, everybody else, I'm going to be honest with you, in college was damn near working for free, like off the friendship, off the creative, just like seeing the vision. And for that, it's like, okay, now all I have to worry about is just my location. My first song, Pulpit and 5 Stars, we shooting inside my friends' apartments, you know what I'm saying? Big RE cameras, but like blacking out the walls and stuff. It's just like, okay, you don't have to have the most money. If you got the camera, everything else, just let it fall in line. The team is there, let them fall in line. I feel like for me, I was very fortunate to say, okay, even just to be very specific with numbers, my first 2 videos, Pulpit and 5 Stars, shot those both for $500 each. And that was just like a weekend with the camera, with the lights, whatever the case may be. But that just goes to show, like, it really wasn't much to, like, make that happen. Now, 500 to me now is a little different. I'm like, hey, hold up. Hold up. But I feel like it also goes to show, like, when you do get that much, or even, quote unquote, that little, you know how far it can go because you've seen it happen before.
Yeah.
And so also even going into finances, I think this conversation is really just showing me I'm a big community person. Yeah. Because my friends, like, having styling friends, like, I used to be on Amazon.com, bad. Okay. Like, okay, if it's a glove I need for a fit or whatever, like, it would be simple. And then you get to a point where, like, you meet some cool people in New York, you meet friends who just, like, are more so in it than you probably were in college, you know what I'm saying? And it's like now people are starting to get those big boy jobs, those big boy opportunities, and you meet a community that just moves a little bit differently. And I feel like that's where I am now, especially even with financing, energy. When you get around cool, you know, people that's kind of like you, it's like, okay, it's easy to call my friend up, hey, like, I got, you got this jacket or you got this hookup on this plug with this brand or whatever the case may be. I got X, Y, and Z performance coming up. Can we pull this? Or I got a shoot for this video coming up. Like, can this jacket fit in this theme? I just saw you pull this for this artist. Like, hey, can we borrow it? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Speaking up, raising your voice, saying, like, closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I'm saying? Has been my motto for these last couple of years, especially graduating and thinking about financing inside of creative, outside of creative. Like, you have a community for a reason. If it's a GoFundMe, if it's a Patreon, if it's you just asking a family member, you got to speak up, because otherwise that vision is not going to come to life. It's not going to come into fruition if you don't make it happen. Going back to that energy thing, just make sure anytime anybody steps into your space, whether it's somebody helping you out creatively, I always try to keep in mind that the energy that I transfer towards them has to be reciprocated in that same manner. And I say that for the fact of nobody wants you to ask for something and it's just like, okay, now it's just like a terrible experience, stank attitude, your energy bad, you know what I'm saying? I would want somebody to come up to me like with the biggest smile on my face, like, girl, we got $2, but we finna make it work, girl. I got the choreo down pack. You know, everything is just set in line. So making it making the process easier for people that you bring into your creative world, I feel like that energy is also very much appreciated, because it's like, it shows you on top of your shit.
Yeah. I want to get into the experience at AfroPunk.
Let's
Tell
go.
us about that.
Man, I feel like a star that day. Like, till this moment, like, I still will put that in my, like, top 3 of, like, just really knowing what it felt like, or even getting a taste of, like, stardom. Mm-hmm. And again, it's not about fame. It's not about who knows you, but it's about how those moments of performance felt. You know, I went to a performance school, so like you make docs about festivals and where you want to perform and what that crowd looks like, what the demographic is. And to get to AfroPunk and kind of to hit it on the head for the first time, it was like, oh, I want more of this. I want more of this. And to be around like peers, Tierra Whack, Bree Runway, Doechii, like everybody at that time who was just hot and still is hot. Like, it was one of them wake up calls. And then to have my mom right there just seeing it, it was like, yo, okay, Like, it's tangible. It's tangible. Like, I got a taste of it, you know? And I think I know AfroPunk was a moment where it just made me realize again, like, it could be around the corner. It could be 2 years from now, but just know that this type of artistry and success is very much visible, and it's very much like you can reach for it. And yeah, AfroPunk again, I'm gonna even give a tidbit, like, love me some Doechii down. Love me some Doechii down.
Listen, I was watching Doechii's videos when she was in high school. I was in middle school and she was doing them story times.
Dog.
Yo, I got a real soft spot for Doechii, man.
Dog.
Just watching her grow like that is insane. Insane. I remember when she stopped, she was like, I'm not doing story times no more. I'm doing music for real. I remember that when she was in her bedroom. Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go on about that woman, but I feel like, again, to be an artist is to understand you don't have to look at the biggest people in the industry to be a student. And I feel like at the time of her coming up, it was like you could still like see something different about this girl, man. Like, I want to root for her. And specifically, and there was a moment that I got a chance to like really speak with her before like the lights really hit. And I feel like that moment transferring into like an AfroPunk where we ran to each other again, and us just like making banter and just like her trying to make it out to my set, but like, girl, she's still getting ready. Like, all those little moments just really made me feel like, okay, this is what it's like to move in the industry, to say hi and bye to your girls who also make music, you know what I'm saying? And to also be booked at the same festival as these people, to have your backstage pass with your friends in the back, you know what I'm saying? Move efficiently, not have to worry about a line. I don't know. I feel like all that in tandem with me graduating, me also composing and like doing stuff for like huge ass streaming services, like, it was like one of those moments on that day where like, nah, things are in place. Yeah, no much else to say about that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to say congratulations to you from my heart, on and off the mic. It's so inspiring and just so dope, man. So dope. So I just want to, from a heart space, say that too. Yeah.
And I'm going to say this too. It's just like, even you seeing me, being supportive and always just staying in the forefront, even wanting this conversation, like, forever indebted, but also grateful.
For sure. All right. Well, now we're going to get into the last segment of the show. It's the what's the rate segment. So instead of revealing your rate, you don't have to. You can rate these rapid fire topics 1 through 10, okay? All right. Number 1 is work for exposure.
Don't hate me, chat, but 9. Only because, listen. I know y'all gonna hate me. If it's the right opportunity. Yeah. I've always been a very optimistic person. I never know when my moment's gonna be my moment, my clip gonna be my clip. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like in my life specifically, God has one of those very sporadic timings. Mm-hmm. So for me, I'm going to put that exposure just a little bit high, just because sometimes I feel like being seen for me, and not even on no clout chasing type of way, but more so just like the genuine art that I make, being seen in that moment and leading somebody to a famous or a break the internet, that to me is more financially up there versus like, okay, I got paid.
All right. Always saying yes.
Always saying yes. 1.
All right. Contracts.
Ooh, 10.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They know we love contracts on this show.
Come on, baby.
Come on, put it in
right.
Thank you.
Thank
okay.
you. Let's go.
All right. Fake it till you make it.
Oh, see. Whoa. Because sometimes you do got to put on that face. I'm going to say a 3. If it's a day of performance where I'm not feeling the best or I'm just not emotionally there, like, I got to pick it up. So, yeah, that's why I say a 3.
Okay. Working your way up.
That's a tricky one. I'm going to say a 6.
Okay.
Say
Keep it cute.
Yeah, keep it cute.
Okay. Shadowing and internships.
Please play my interns and also treat them correctly. I will say 4. Yeah, 4.
All right. And the last one is cold emailing.
Ooh, 10.
10.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it.
I love a cold email. I love receiving a cold email. So maybe that's why I appreciate sending a cold email.
Okay.
I feel like my best opportunities have come from a cold call, a cold email, cold text that just have been like, how the fuck? So I feel like those to me, I don't know. They just feel good too.
Well, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you got coming up?
Yeah. So with everything in the world happening, Rodney Chrome is getting ready to really release music. I just did I Came to Party, which was a single I put out like around April-ish. Did another one called Yeehaw. Rounds, like maybe last month. All these really just to kind of get my gears going into release mode. I have a few really exciting things coming up in the works, specifically surrounding like my own music, but also outside of that. And yeah, I have a great EP called Go coming. I'm not going to list how many songs because, of course, in my rollout, I want to just make it more fun, giving people that info. But, yeah, I don't know. I just can't wait for people to really hear what I got just because it's nasty. It's nasty.
All right.
That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for y'all to come out. I really am.
Thank you, Breonn. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, of course. All right, y'all. Well, that is What's the Rate. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. I am your host, Breonn Lyons, and we will catch you on the next episode.